6 more weeks left in the season. Week 13, Bears and Lions. The Lions are going to beat the Bears. The Lions are locked to win. The Bears are playing their NFC North competition very closely, so potentially this could be a very hard game, but I do like the Lions to win. I just can't see the Bears winning their first away game at the Lions. Like, maybe they do so at San Francisco if they really are without Fraud Turdy for the rest of the year. But this is not the week that the Bears win. The Lions are on a whole nother level. They're trying to hype them up before they face off against the Chiefs in the rigged scripted Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, the Chicago Bears are going to lose at the Detroit Lions. The Giants and the Cowboys, just when I look at Dallas improving the 5-7, that's Gematria of Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is Gematria 57. So I do like the Cowboys to win, get their first home win on Thanksgiving. It seems like the Giants are tanking. It's going to be 7 straight losses. The Giants are clearly playing for the first round draft pick. The Cowboys are playing for more pride. Let's see the Gematria of Rico Dowdo. I think the key to this game is going to be record against the division. Ironically, the Cowboys could be 3-1 against their division. It's like you get the Cowboys on prime time and they're 5-7, just 2 games back on the Commanders with the tiebreaker. So if you're the Dallas Cowboys, maybe you stay alive in the playoffs for one more week. And the Giants got rid of Daniel Jones because they're trying to get that number 1 pick. That is my theory with the Giants. So I will go Dallas Cowboys. Maybe the new quarterback of the Giants is going to end that long losing streak against Dallas. Dolphins and Packers, I am tempted to go Dolphins in that game. The Packers could fall to 4-3 at home. It's Dolphins, that's Gematria 43. It's the Packers, that's Gematria 43. I don't think the NFL really needs the Packers to stay alive in the NFC North division because the Vikings clearly are in the hunt for the division. The thing about Green Bay losing is that the Dolphins are still alive in the wild card. So with that being said, I gotta go Dolphins. Staying alive for an extra week. In the Packers to fall to 8-4. The Green Bay Packers is Gematria of 84, so that could end up lining up perfectly for the Dolphins to get the win on the road with Tua Tagovailoa. What is the record for Tua since the return? Their record since his return could be 4-2 because Tua is Gematria 42. I gotta go Dolphins on that one. The Raiders are a lock to lose against the Chiefs. You don't need any numbers for that. The Raiders are losing their 10th game against the Chiefs. Antonio Pierce and his crap-ass trash talk about we have the formula to beat you. This is a mocking in plain sight. Basically, it's the Raiders' 10th loss. And the Chiefs are going to three-peat for 10 consecutive playoff wins. Mahomes is the 10th pick. And Tom Brady's watching the game with 10 Super Bowl victories. The Chiefs landed DeAndre Hopkins in a trade, who is number 10. And their 10th win against the Lions all time will be in the Super Bowl. Texans and Jaguars, that could be a trap game. I could easily see Jacksonville winning that game. I may have to go upset here. Houston, Texas is 39. The NFL would be encouraged to have the Colts within striking distance for the division. So I think this could be a rigged game to keep the Colts alive in the division title. The Colts will defeat the Patriots. The Patriots are going to fall to 1-5 against the Colts. It's Colts at Gematria 15. So I do like Indianapolis to win at home. That's what I can see happening in that division. You know, especially if Ravens lose against the Chargers, I like Steelers to lose against Cincinnati. I got to go Cincinnati 2-4 at home, like Bengals. In the Cincinnati somewhat stays alive for the wild card spot. So the Bengals, the Steelers just lost a game, and typically they lose. They put together back-to-back stinkers. So I am gonna go Bengals in that one. And the Commanders have to win to be 8-5 against the Titans. The Washington Redskins is Gematria 85. I know they're not the Redskins today, but they are still. Every single championship won in the history of Washington has been won with the Redskins name, so you can't ignore the Redskins name whatsoever. I think the Chargers are going to keep on winning. I think you got to fall in love with the Chargers. Falcons can fall to 6-6 with a loss against Jim Harbaugh. It's Harbaugh. That's Gematria 66. So I do like them to lose against Jim Harbaugh. Continuing on with the slate of games, the Seahawks have put together a winning streak. The Seahawks can win the game where they won Super Bowl 48. Seahawks improving to 7-5 after a victory over the Arizona Cardinals. They can enter the Cardinals game the following week with a 7-5 record. So I do like Seahawks to win at the New York Jets. 4-1 away, like Gematria of Super Bowl 48. It's Super Bowl, that's Gematria 48. The Arizona Cardinals are going to win away at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings is Gematria 75. The Cardinals are going to be 7-5 after a win over the Vikings. So regardless if they didn't win against the Seahawks, they will be 7-5. So this means they'll lose against Minnesota instead of they'll beat Minnesota instead of losing against Minnesota. So the Cardinals are going to be 7-5. Rams and the Saints. The Rams are going to be 6-5. They'll be 7-5. You got to go Rams. They're going to, regardless of what happens in this game, I've got the Rams beating the Saints. I mean, hypothetically, if Rams lose tonight and they beat the Saints, then 6-6 is Gematria of Buffalo, New York. Now, they're hosting the Bills, but they would be up against a team from Buffalo, New York that week. 49ers are a joke. They're going to fall to 5-7. Fraud 30 has 57 career touchdown passes. This team is a huge, complete joke. They are not winning at the Bills. This team is cooked. The 49ers season is going to come to an end. The whole entire Super Bowl era is going to come to an end. All this talk about Fraud Purdy being MVP. Oh, he's awful. Yeah, he's awful. This boy don't know how to play through pain. He's a joke. Buccaneers are going to clearly beat the Panthers. This team is terrible. Buccaneers going to... This NFC South could be tied. Eagles against the Ravens. I like Ravens in that game over the Eagles. Commanders 8-5. If the Eagles lose, then the Commanders are within a game for the division. So I will go with Lamar Jackson to defeat the Eagles. Browns and Broncos. I like the Browns. And the Broncos fall to 7-6. And the most Cleveland thing you can do is piss away draft position. 3-3 at home, losing against Cleveland, and Jameis Winston may have a starting job to replace the rapist. Winston is Gamacha 33. So the Browns are gonna win, and they will get another crack at the Steelers. This is obviously a pride thing that we're talking about for Cleveland.